Hello, my Bill 5000 Nation. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, everyone's having a great day. If not, hope it gets better from here. We are back with another watcher. This one is titled Rizal. I'm not trying again. The Philippines Reluctant Revolutionary. Puppet History. Excuse me. All right, I'm ready to get into today's story. I love puppet history. I like to learn. I like to laugh. I like it all. Let's go ahead and get into today's story. Go ahead, turn them lights down low, put on something comfy, come up with something special. Oh, let's laugh, let's learn, let's cry, because we laughed and learned too much.
Welcome one and all to Puppet History! Today we'll be taking an ever-winding look at yet another chapter in the heavy book we call History, while our guests ruthlessly compete for the coveted title of History Master. I'm your beloved host, the Professor! Oh, clapping!
Hi,
wow,
Professor.
thank you guys! Ryan Bergara, are you ready? Oh, okay.
I am ready, buddy boy.
Special guest and renowned comedy writer Josh Weinstein, are you ready?
Yes, hello. I feel for you, by the way, watching the show.
No, there's nothing to feel about. Everything I got, I deserved. Okay.
Then let's crack in! Now, to begin,
Where's your little satchel?
I didn't bring it this week because you were getting a little handsy with it last week.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
I came for the satchel.
Oh gosh, guys, I'm sorry. Look, we're getting it restocked with jellies because it was getting a little low, but I'll bring it next week and you can have all your little jelly.
I thought
Okay.
you generated those with your butthole, though. You're talking about shitting into a bag.
Yeah, I'm restocking right now. To begin, what are you best at? Yeah, deep question.
Well, I want to go before him because if I go after him, my list is gonna pale in comparison. What am I good at? Listening.
Oh, well, that's not true because you do sort of just space out a lot.
Hey,
but-
shh.
I'm old and my list is short. I'm really good at just like sitting and waiting and being anxious.
Well, that's what a lot of this show is, so. Well, if I asked the subject of today's lesson what he was best at, first of all, I'd have to pick a language
Sitting, waiting, and being anxious.
because he could speak more than 20. But then maybe he'd say doctoring, or writing, or sculpting. I'm not sure if he was much of a baker, but he probably didn't suck at that either. Or maybe it was helping to inspire the Philippine Revolution. Today we're talking about José Rizal, the Filipino phenom. You heard of this guy? You seen this? You heard about this?
No,
Huh?
I know nothing about him.
Is that your Jay Leno bit?
Hey, you seen this? You heard about this?
You heard about it? I honestly kind of zoned out after you said baking.
Okay,
because,
so this was the thing you were talking about earlier about being a good listener.
yeah, well, sometimes I listen so intently that I go off the rails. And
Sometimes you listen so intently
Yeah.
that you don't listen.
who's this guy again?
José Rizal, the Filipino phenom, helped inspire the Philippine Revolution.
I'm an eighth Filipino, so
Oh, an eighth.
I don't know a lot about that culture, unfortunately. Other than the food. The food's good.
But this is your chance.
Yeah.
That's
Really
true.
is.
Maybe this could make up for lost time. Maybe you'll be useful. Not that you're not before. You'll be extra useful today.
Oh, sure.
Saved
Yeah.
it. Saved it.
A jelly bean is what I would give you for that if I thought you deserved one.
Is he getting a jelly bean?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna get jelly bean for sitting and saying nothing.
Yeah.
This is gonna be good.
Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Realonda was born on June 19, 1861, in Calamba, Philippines, the seventh of what would eventually be 10 children. Jose grew up in relative privilege, and his father, Francisco, valued education and made sure Jose had access to learning from a young age. Jose excelled at school, eventually moving to Manila and earning a bachelor's degree with highest honors at only the age of 15. Now, though he was a good student from a privileged family, Jose's younger years weren't exactly a cakewalk. Whoa, what's our first question? Hey, remind me real quick. In the mid-1800s, who ruled the Philippines? A, the King of the Philippines. B, the USA. Or C, Spain.
See.
Deep thought in Ryan's eyes there. I wonder if he's thinking about the question, or if he's thinking about waffles. He's thinking about waffles. Thinking about waffles. He's thinking about waffles. He's thinking about waffles. Hey Ryan, write down your answer.
Oh shit! Sorry, I was thinking about the question.
What do you got?
I have a King of the Philippines.
Sure.
You know, I'd like that to be the truth.
Okay.
And to not be ruled over by some kind of overlord.
Fun to have a king most of the time, right? They wear a pointy hat.
They got a big chair.
Maybe they'll kill you. I don't know. Josh, what'd you put?
Oh, you know what? I don't remember the letter, but I put Spain
Spain.
because I know the Spanish-American War in like the 1890s.
Sure.
Yeah.
With 3 very modest question
Yes,
marks.
because I am very uncertain.
Such a
3
humble
times.
man. A jelly bean to Josh right off the bat. Yes, the Philippines had been claimed for Spain way back in 1521 by famous Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan, who named the islands after King Philip.
I know some things, people. Yay.
Philip II, while that meant that it was literally
Not just a pretty face.
Spain's name on the proverbial joint. By the time Jose came around, much of the day-to-day running of shit in small towns fell to the Catholic friars.
Like an air fryer?
No,
Ooh.
not quite air fryers, no.
Ooh,
That's
baby.
scary.
Some hungry people making the show today.
Yeah.
Anything deep fried? Oh, I had a corn dog this weekend that was...
I had a corn dog this weekend. That was...
These friars served not only as parish priests, but also as tax collectors, police authority, intelligence officials, school inspectors,
Evidently, you shouldn't just go grocery shopping when you're hungry. You shouldn't do YouTube videos when you're hungry as well.
presidents of all local boards. They were basically mini kings. Along with the police force put in place by Spain, the Guardia Civil, these friars were known for their particular cruelty towards the native Filipino people. As Jose wrote, quote,
Almost every day in our town, we saw the Guardia Civil lieutenant caning and injuring some unarmed and inoffensive villager. We saw no restraint put upon brutality. Acts of violence and other excesses were committed daily. The officers, whose duty it was to protect the people and keep the public peace, were the real outlaws.
Jose didn't just
Every time the club was hitting the poor boy's head, you'd hear a cymbal. I'm sorry. I know that's probably the stupidest thing in the world to laugh at, but it tickled me.
witness these injustices, he himself was a victim when he failed to remove his hat for a constabulary lieutenant he didn't see. The lieutenant whipped him, threw him in jail, and threatened to deport him. His physical wound took 2 weeks to heal, but as we'll see, the mental scar stayed with him for his entire life.
That's
Now,
so fucked up.
historically speaking, which is my preferred method of speaking, under any authoritarian regime, education can be a dangerous thing. It's much easier to control a stupid populace than one that can think for itself. By age 16, Jose's family, knowing they had a little nerd on their hands, had begun to worry for his safety. Jose's mother told his father, "Don't send him to Manila any longer. He knows enough. If he gets to know any more, they will cut off his head." In order to continue his education and do so safely, Jose had to leave the Philippines. As he considered where to go, he wrote, quote,
I asked myself if, in the lands which lay across the lake, the people lived in this same way. I wondered if there they tortured any countryman with hard and cruel whips merely on suspicion. Did they there respect the home? Or over yonder also, in order to live in peace, would one have to bribe tyrants?
On May
Probably.
3rd, 1882, at age 21, Jose finally was able to leave the Philippines. Oh, and that's our puppet poppin'. Jelly Telly, who's got a question for us this week?
Hoo choo choo!
Oh, hey, it's Train. My man, you seem pretty relaxed.
Oh, I am. I just chugged a few beers. Chug like a train, get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, well, I didn't actually chug a few beers. I just wanted to make that chug joke. Like a train chugs.
Yeah, I got it. It was very funny.
But I am headed to that big party, so maybe I'll chug a few beers there. Well, I'm just kidding. Probably just gonna bring a veggie tray. But you know, back in college, saw your friend Ryle Chuggerino.
Why do we keep seeing pizza? Who was throwing this fucking party? I don't trust it. It makes me nervous.
Oh, because I was at Genie Days to see all these kids butt chugging, and I gotta say, don't trust Ryan Got his buddy as Modi. Too full of suds up my caboose, no sir. But follow your bliss, I guess.
Okay, well, you kind of broke up.
Don't trust Ryan Bergara. That's all I heard the poor ostrich say.
there, but why don't you go ahead and ask a question while the connection's still good?
Oh, right.
Or was that the... Was that the horse?
Hey, where did Jose Rizal travel when he left the Philippines? A, Spain. B, the USA. Or C, all of the above, plus Singapore, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, Japan, England, and more.
That's a tough one.
C.
Yep, well, I hope you choose correctly. Okay, well, I'm gonna get going, so I'll be chugging you. Well, I guess that doesn't work. I'll be seeing you later.
Okay, that sounds good. Thanks, buddy. Okay, are we locked in? A lot of writing from Josh over there.
He's a writer.
I'm a writer. That's what I do. I live for the wood.
You can't help it. You give this guy a pen, he's gonna write the hell out of it.
Okay, Ryan, what do you got?
I put B, Disneyland.
Okay.
In,
Wow.
In parentheses, USA.
Sure.
But you knew what I meant.
Yeah.
He went to Disneyland.
And Josh, what do you got?
See, I tried to draw the world because I couldn't remember all those
wow.
countries. Because he seemed like he's a guy of the world who wanted to like digest everything from all different cultures.
Well, we did say up top he knew over 20 languages, so... Ryan, did you catch that part? Because that seems like...
I did.
Well, I mean, Disneyland is an amalgamation of all the cultures of the world.
He's not wrong.
It's a small world, does have every part of the world in it.
Josh, 2 jelly beans for you because you are
Yay.
correct, and you drew a little Earth. We love to see that.
Yay.
There, it
Because I work on cartoons and
comes
look
out
at
of the
that.
wash.
Yes, over his life, Jose traveled all over the world.
I'm still stuck on the don't trust Ryan Bergara, and he is being awfully nice. And
Learning and practicing various artistic passions along the way, especially sculpture and poetry. Of these international stops, none would be more formative than his early time in Spain.
Maybe he just went to Barcelona and was like, wow, this place rules.
Okay, we're gonna give you a jelly
Nice
bean for your pronunciation there. One more time, and let's put a little smoke on it this time.
He went to Barcelona?
Whoa, boy! Okay,
That was
moving
fucking
along.
great.
Peace and love, peace and love. Oh, hey, it's Ziryob's Ood. I remember you and your questionable accent. Peace and love, and knowledge, huh? That's right.
right, it sounds like a high drunk beetle.
I'm here to thank Wondrium for sponsoring today's episode. You know, one of the most commendable and frankly downright charming things about Jose Rizal is his unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Shouldn't we all aspire to be so curious about the world around us?
I mean, we ought to, yeah.
Well, that's where Wondrium comes in. Wondrium searches far and wide to bring you trusted, respected, and inspiring experts and non-fiction storytellers who have led over 6,000 hours of video courses, documentaries, tutorials, travelogues, and more.
Well, let's say I have some artistic aspirations like Jose Rizal. What would sing to me from Wondrium's illustrious library?
Oh, you want to learn art history? They've got that. Want to learn about art criticism and how to better understand art? They've got that too. You want to actually learn how to draw or to paint? Well, they've got courses.
What if I don't care about art at all?
Then you're a swine. But no matter, learn about the sharks of the Galapagos, the engineering feats of ancient Rome, or how to make the perfect cupcake. There's no end to the treasures you'll find on Wondrium.
Well, that sounds incredible.
Well, that's just the tippy top of the iceberg, Professor. The fine folks at Wondrium
The perfect cupcake? Fuck. I'm interested.
genuinely love puppy history so much that they've reached out about extending our viewers a free trial.
Whoa, incredible.
Go to wondrium.com/watcher. That's WONDRIUM.com/watcher and get learning. Your brain will thank you.
Thank you, Wondrium.
And thank you, Ood. Peace and love, and no more fan mail.
Okay, where were we? Ah, yes. In the Philippines, every aspect of life was controlled by the Spanish friars, bureaucrats, and officers. In Spain, however, people were relatively free to speak their minds, and Jose seized on his first ever opportunity to hear the uncensored thoughts of others. While Jose got his medical degree in Madrid, becoming an optometrist to aid his own mother's failing sight, he surrounded himself with a cool squad of other Filipino expat artists and poets. Jose's circle of high-minded compatriots discussed the plight of their fellow countrymen and speculated on how to improve their lives. Perhaps the native Filipinos too would prosper if they could exchange ideas freely and not get their shit busted up by cops every day. One night, at a dinner celebrating the artistic accomplishments of his new intelligentsia friends, Jose was asked to give a toast. Ooh, for a history point, hey, give me a quick toast. It can be for anyone or anything, but the best toast wins.
Huh. I'm not good at toast. I like buttered toast. I like buttered toast with jelly on it. Or jam. All right. I dedicate this toast to the Bill 5000 Nation. May you all live long and prosper.
Puppet history, more like puppet fizz-tory. Because I'm hearing fizzing out there, guys. All right, that's enough.
That didn't have the... Let's have a toast here to our dear friend, Josh.
Oh.
I really appreciate you being here. You're one of the smartest guys I've ever had the pleasure of being in the company of. You know what? I have to stop myself mid-toast here.
Huh? Are you going to revoke
What's
the
happened?
toast?
I'm going to have to revoke the toast.
Revoking the toast!
I'm sorry.
This is unprecedented!
I'm being overtaken right now by a feeling I could only describe as friendship.
Oh my God.
I'd like to offer a toast to the professor.
Oh my God.
You know,
This is a
we've
moment.
grown a lot
What?
over these 4 seasons,
Oh,
which is how we measure time together.
Yeah,
And I've learned a lot about myself and about history
because of me.
because of you.
I'm a good teacher.
I thought this was my toast.
Oh, sorry.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Just good on you. Great
Good
guy.
on me!
To the professor.
To
Wow.
me!
Wear
Cheers.
boots.
Cheers. Cheers. Sorry about that, Josh. To blue balls you like that.
I was just gonna say, like, to overthrowing dicks,
Oh,
whether
that's
they're
good,
There we
too.
go. That's good. too.
government or your boss, and to plotting with your friends, because nothing is more satisfying than that.
To fucking up shit with your friends.
Yeah, I'll go
But
for
not in the
that.
imperialism kind of way.
Not in that kind of way. That's only your thing, I guess.
Okay. 3 jelly beans to Ryan and 4 to Josh. That feels appropriate. Well, I was moved by both of those speeches, but they did fall a bit short of Jose's, which began by tossing a dagger straight at Spain's colonial heart.
Oh, hell.
The patriarchal age is coming to an end in the Philippines.
I was hoping it would involve a real dagger.
That
like
would
a toast
kick
of a
ass.
dagger.
Oh, that would
I
be
thought
sick.
he began by throwing a dagger right at a priest.
That'd been amazing.
That'd be good.
It's always so impressive when like an assassin enters a room and just
You gotta imagine even the best assassins every now and then the butt of the knife hits someone in the head.
Yes,
they're
it
like,
still
"Shit,
might have
hang on."
some effect.
it doesn't kill them, but they're just like, fuck! Ow, dude!
And then you also have to go, can I have a dagger back?
Can you give that back to me, please?
I only brought the
Jose
one.
went
I thought
on
I'd
about
get
the
it.
future of the Philippines and how he hoped it would someday be lifted up by Spain instead of
fuck.
continuously exploited. As Jose said in the denouement of his speech, quote,
May Mother Spain, solicitous and ever mindful of the good of her provinces, soon put in effect the reforms that she long planned. The furrow has been plowed, and the soil is not barren.
in essence, Jose hoped Spain would let the Philippines graduate from harsh authoritarian rule into a nation that could develop its own contributions to the world. So he's sort of calling for a revolution here, but in a sweet way.
Yeah, and within Spain. So that's kind of ballsy.
Yeah, he's going into the
Right,
heart of
it's-
the beast.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not saying, hey, shoot people in the head. He's saying, oh, come on, give us a break, huh? Now, this speech was a big deal. Jose's toast was published in the papers of Madrid the next morning, and news of it eventually made its way back to the Philippines. While Jose may have just been taking advantage of the more liberal speaking laws in
Damn.
Spain, for his family back in the Philippines, such unrestrained talk was dangerous. Jose's brother wrote to him, concerned that the toast would mean Jose could never return home, and informing Jose that news of it, quote, caused our mother great sorrow and made her ill.
I
Holy
didn't
shit.
realize how irresponsible it is of this guy to be running his mouth in a free land while his family is still getting whipped.
Yeah.
You know, she was the one who already protested, hey, stop teaching him things because they're going to kill him. So you can understand why she might be a little apoplectic over this.
Well, that's a good word.
Yeah.
Thanks. With his family concerned, what did Jose do? A, he got on the first steamer back to the Philippines. B, he wrote a novel that went even harder. Or C, he gave a second toast, redacting the first one.
I like
B.
the word steamer.
Yeah, I know. I might have to make a steamer of my own here in a bit.
Okay. Ryan, what'd you
I
put?
feel you,
I
bud.
put C, second toast.
Oh, two toasts.
And I drew two little toasts.
Ooh.
Strange little toasts. Josh, what do you got?
I said B, novel.
Novel. Wow,
'Cause-
you guys
'cause
are
it
really
seems like
drawing wonderful things
He
today.
seemed like, besides being kind of like a nerdy guy, he seems like a guy who's only gonna do more if he's pushed.
Okay, let's find out. Oh man, Jose, you really got people worked up with that toast of yours. Yes, Marcelo Hilario del Pilar, my greatest ally and rival, who is only now being mentioned in the sketch because there isn't time to establish you more.
I was gonna say.
Yes, it seems I really struck a chord. What are you going to do? Well, my family back in the Philippines is pretty concerned, so maybe the best thing for me to do at this time is write a book about a guy trying to start a school in the Philippines who then suffers an assassination attempt at the hands of the Catholic friars. Jose Rizal, you scoundrel! Someday all this writing's gonna get you in trouble, you know that? Who, me? That guy is going to die.
Writing is the most dangerous art.
God damn it. No, you were right. No, that makes sense. Why would we be talking about this guy if he's a coward?
Yeah.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Whoa, buddy!
Oh.
You can't be doing that to yourself.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
beat
You're not a
yourself up.
stupid guy.
I know.
All right. Point to Josh for that one. No points to Ryan because he got it wrong.
He's right. I got it wrong. He's right. I'm wrong.
Yes, in 1887, shortly after his toast, Jose wrote his first book, Noli Me Tangere, Latin for
Don't trust Ryan, it said. That's all I can think about right now.
Don't Touch Me, but with the English translation title of The Social Cancer. Jose's original intentions for the book were for it to bring more cultural awareness of the Philippines to the broader world. But by writing what he knew, that the friars in the Philippines were corrupt assholes, he was also poking a pretty powerful regime with a pretty hot poker.
Don't want to poke the bear.
He's poking that bear.
Yeah,
He's
he wants to though. That's good.
That adage must have come from somewhere. There must be some idiot out there who poked an actual bear with a stick. And I hope that guy got eaten alive.
His two friends were just standing off in the distance being like, well, I guess we shouldn't poke a bear, huh?
Noted.
No.
Jose soon started receiving death threats, and it wasn't only the author who was put in danger by his novel. At the end of 1887, Friar Salvador Font on the Philippine Board of Censorship suggested that, quote, the importation, reproduction, and circulation of this pernicious book, end quote, be banned. It was even dangerous for Filipinos to be
Damn.
caught in possession of Noli. For his part, Jose seemed
Damn.
to expect this reaction and stood by his work. Regarding the criticism he was receiving from the Spanish ruling class in the Philippines, he wrote, quote,
It would be foolish to ask the powerful whom I've offended to reward one who stole them the bitter truth. Only demigods require men to kiss the hand with which they have been slapped.
For the next 5 or so years, Jose did much of that traveling we mentioned earlier, seeing the world and exchanging ideas about how to
I like those motherfucking words, bro. That was a wordy motherfucker. I like it.
make life in the Philippines better for the native people. In 1890, he wrote a follow-up book to his first novel, titled El Filibusterismo, which again lampooned corrupt government officials in the Philippines. Eventually,
Damn.
Jose must have decided that criticizing the situation from afar wasn't the most authentic approach, and on June 26, 1892, Jose Rizal returned to Manila.
He did what everybody on Twitter will never do. Say it to their face.
Question: how was Jose received?
Oh, fuck.
A. He was smuggled in and went into hiding. Only 3 people knew his whereabouts. B. He was immediately arrested and began writing from prison. Or C. He just did his thing for a while. Okay, Ryan, what do you got?
I put B for bail me out, bro.
C.
I like that. That's fun.
I want to say
He
C.
was in prison.
Josh,
That's
what
what
do
I
you got?
thought too. It just
Prison.
seems like they're not gonna let him walk around, talk.
Yeah.
They're gonna immediately slap him in jail.
Seconds before that door opened from the boat, he's out there like shadow boxing, like
Let me
these
at
guys
him.
up, and the thing opens, and he goes,
Well, points to neither of you.
"Whoa!"
We worked up a whole scenario.
I know. Yes, Jose not only waltzed back to the country he had been agitating from afar, but he actually scheduled a meeting with the Governor General of the country, Count Governor Despuyol. Apparently, their encounter went great. Jose's father and brothers had been thrown in prison, but Jose, ever the charmer, managed to secure
I'm coming in big brain today, bro. That's all I can say about it.
Yeah.
their pardons. Jose told Despuyol he wasn't planning on staying long. He soon wanted to travel to Hong Kong, perhaps in as little as a week or so. Yes, things really seem to be going great.
Wow, that's unexpected.
What is fucking going on right
But
now?
yeah, that seems like he has some deeper plan, or maybe
Baller move to just be like, I'm here. Lunch with the governor. Let's do it.
Right.
maybe he convinced him with his learning instead of his daggers.
Either that or they're going to kill him.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're like,
like,
come
"Sounds
on,
good."
come on in, have some lunch, sure.
Meanwhile, his family's already bones in the chamber.
So the meeting went swimmingly.
Possibly.
At some point after Despuyol met with Jose, some customs officials, like so many bureaucratic jobs in the Philippines, a job done by friars, came forward claiming to have found some anti-Catholic leaflets in Jose's luggage. Now this was odd. Why would a man as smart and as surveilled as Jose just pack some dangerous propaganda in his luggage for anyone to discover? It seemed almost as if the pamphlets had been planted. Either way, the friars were well equipped at spotting anti-friar propaganda, as they, what do you know, had been caught printing anti-friar leaflets themselves in an effort to stir anti-friar sentiment. I mean, we can take a moment to say, fuck these friars!
I'm just bummed out. This sucks.
No matter how the leaflets got there, it was bad news for Jose. Despuyol banished Jose from Manila to Dapitan, still in the Philippines, but on an island far enough away that 19th century officials figured he couldn't do any more damage. This was a huge win for the friars. They had made their own personal headache a political prisoner, setting a precedent that tied religious criticism to political criticism.
Always ban you to an island.
Yeah.
Give him the Jack Sparrow treatment. You hate to see it.
But if you put somebody in an island, they're gonna become a pirate.
Or they're gonna befriend a volleyball. So we'll see
Yeah,
which
you
one
can go either way.
We'll see which one happens.
The punishing powers of the state were now being wielded by those filthy fucking friars. While exiled on Dapitan, Jose thrived! Yeah, that's right. He learned about boats, taught local children, and got really into the local wildlife, even discovering a few new species of animals. He even set up an import-export business of sorts, sending local creepy crawlies to friends abroad in exchange for books. For instance, he once sent a box of snakes, scorpions, beetles, and worms to one Dr. Meyer, requesting in return German translations of Greek and Russian classics. Jose really was an inexhaustible nerd, addicted to learning.
Hell yeah.
Meanwhile, the friars kept after him, trying to get him to retract his prior writings in exchange for a cushy job. Jose told them to fuck right off, reportedly replying, quote,
What my right hand did, my left hand will not undo. You were trying to drown me in a glass of water, but you would not drown me if you had an ocean.
You tell him, buddy.
Jesus Christ.
woo,
This guy is good.
he's good.
He's basically begging them to kill him at this point, it feels like. And he's locked in an eternal game of chicken.
He's making the papers. So if he disappears, that'd be like, I don't know, Meryl Streep getting beheaded.
That would suck.
Now, it makes sense that the friars kept trying to get Jose to turn toward the dark side, as elsewhere in the Philippines, the idea of a revolution was really starting to gain traction. Led by Andres Bonifacio, who had a knack for recruiting revolutionaries from the Filipino poor, enrollment in the underground group grew 100-fold in the 4 years Jose was in exile, from 300 to 30,000. By this point, the group had their own newspaper and had begun stealing and smuggling in weapons in preparation for a future armed conflict. Jose did not like this, though his critiques of the friars and Spanish officials had been acerbic. His philosophy had always been one of reform and working with the government, not overthrowing it outright. As makes sense for the nerd who spent his years in exile on a tropical island trading boxes of bugs for unreadable books, Jose believed the path to liberation was not through the barrel of a gun, but through education and civic virtue. By developing the Filipino culture and academic prowess, Jose believed Philippine independence would soon become the most obvious.
I would like to think that, if people learned, they could, but I hate to say it, but sometimes you gotta shoot a motherfucker in the face. Like, they're going to be diehard what they are. Some people, it ain't going to matter what you say or how smart you are or how correct you could be. That's what they know. Some people, you literally got to shoot them in the face for them to figure shit out. It's sad but true.
And easiest solution to Spain's continued subjugation.
Well, this tells me he's of very pure heart and spirit, because
that's true.
I don't think he actually wanted any violence. I think he truly thought if they exchanged ideas and just heard each other out, then maybe we could all be friends and you could go back home and we'll go back to my home.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think as I say that of any kind of
Has that ever
overthrowing
happened?
or any kind of achievement of independence that has happened without blood. And I can't really think of one.
Has there been a peaceful revolution?
No, because even with us, we had to shove a pitchfork up those British asses for us to get our independence.
That's right. All the way up there.
We skewered them like a kebab.
Jose disowned the building, more violent liberation movement. But even still, Jose looked for another way to separate his name from the chaotic revolutionaries. Ooh, how did Jose try to show he was not a part of the violent revolution movement? A, he signed up to help Spain treat patients suffering from Cuban yellow fever. B, he wrote a third book, this time denouncing the violent aspects of the revolution. Or C, he went undercover as an optometrist to try to assassinate Bonifacio.
I love the idea of an undercover optometrist.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a good way to kill somebody.
Because it's also like you're restrained.
Yeah.
I just need to look a little closer and BAM!
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's go over these one more time. I want...
A, he signed up to help Spain treat patients suffering from Cuban yellow fever. B, he wrote a third book, this time denouncing the violent aspects of the revolution. Or C, he went undercover as an optometrist to try to assassinate Bonifacio.
Okay, he's against the violence. He wants people to learn. I do not think it's C. I think it's A. He started learning stuff about all these new animals and creatures and species of wildlife and stuff on this other place. He was helping them out. I think it's A. I do, because he's now at this point where he's helping people, like physically helping people. I don't think he's going to write another book because I don't think it's going to be like, I think it's something he needs to happen now. If he writes a book, it's going to take a while to get published, written, and everything else. B. I'm going with B. B.
I love the idea of an undercover optometrist.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a good way to kill somebody.
Because it's also like you're restrained.
Yeah.
I just need to look a little closer and BAM!
Yeah, because the tools are right there, you know? It's like a barber.
Or you could just go a little messier and just start gouging their eyes out with your thumbs. Ryan, what do you got?
I put B, book boy writes book.
Sure. Josh, what do you got?
I actually, I thought about that. You might be right.
I think I might
but
be right.
I've thought, like, I think in the beginning he said he was like a doctor and interested in that too. So I said A, help with the fever,
Help with the fever.
but I don't know.
Well, let's find out. I'll be right back.
Oh, I hope we're right, dude. I hope we're right.
Ah, smell that sea air. Boy, do I love traveling. And this trip to Cuba to help with the yellow fever outbreak is just the space I need from those violent revolutionaries. Hey, by the way, thanks for captaining. Yep. Well, that's usually how these sketches go. One of us says the answer, and then the curtain comes down. So, any second now. Yep. Oh, excuse me, I am being cabled.
That's very accurate. A captain at that time would be cabled.
Looks like someone took a lunch break at the writer's table and never came back.
Yes, sir, any second. That curtain will come down and I'll be in Cuba helping people for, ideally, the rest of this story. That was the Philippines. You're under arrest. Sorry, but you're being shipped back to Manila immediately. Oh, come on, now the curtain falls. This is bullshit.
I wish he would have wrote another book.
He probably did. How I Helped with the Fever, a novel.
Jelly bean for Josh.
Yay.
Well, Bonifacio's group of rabble-rousing revolutionaries had gotten a bit too big to manage, and a print shop they had been using got raided, effectively handing a list of revolutionary names to the Spanish. People were rounded up and tortured, and though Jose had disavowed the group, they kept mentioning him and his writing as big influences. Figuring it was now or never, Bonifacio launched his revolutionaries into battle, sparking deadly skirmishes across the Philippines, eventually winning control of the province of Manila, except the city itself. Though he had no part in it, Jose Rizal was now considered a leader of an insurrectionist movement in active war against the Spanish government. Yowza!
You just the thought of this gentle nerd. Like, all I wanted to do was write a book, and now they're chopping people's heads off.
Well, a kangaroo court was assembled to try Jose, and even though he had been in Dapitan for most of the revolution's growth, and even though he had publicly spoken out against any sort of violence and overthrowing of the Spanish rulers multiple times, and even though he himself had never done anything resembling violent insurrection, the court ruled that he was responsible for the actions of those who had read his books, and he was found guilty of rebellion, sedition, and conspiracy. He was sentenced to death.
He wasn't really ever trying to incite it either, though.
No!
It was just all up to interpretation.
Yeah.
It's tragic too. It's because it's always the most peaceful souls end up being the martyrs.
I mean, you have to imagine for the entire back half of this story, he's probably just going, oh, no, 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 no. No, no.
Yeah, probably.
Jose spent his final days writing letters to his family and loved ones, though he must have wondered how a few criticisms from an art nerd like him had led to death row. On December 30th, 1896, Jose was led to the firing squad. Jose asked that he faced the men ordered to shoot him, but he was forced to turn his back to them. When Jose heard the word fire, he turned to face his shooters, but only got halfway around. At 7:03 a.m., Jose Rizal was executed facing the rising sun. He was 35 years old.
Damn.
The revolution for which Jose died did not directly result in Philippine independence. Within a couple years, the Philippines were sold to the USA for $20 million as part of the Treaty of Paris of 1898, ending the Spanish-American War. The Philippines wouldn't be granted independence until after World War II. Jose never fought in any battles of the failed revolution, and in fact, always seemed somewhat out of place in the masthead of a violent rebellion. As Jose told a journalist while he waited for his execution, quote,
Those who have known me personally would neither raise me to the skies nor have me shot either. They would take me for what I am, a harmless sort of chap. My most fanatic followers are those who do not know me. If the Filipinos had known me personally, they would never have made my name a battle cry.
Him especially, but people were so well-spoken.
he sounds like such a sweet boy.
I know. That's something you say right before you're about to get your
They
head
were
chopped
like,
off.
I'm gonna tweet balls. That's what I'm gonna do.
I know. I don't think my last words would be as poetic.
They actually said he was pretty composed in prison. He was pretty, resigned and, chill about it.
That's what I always like. I would never be composed.
No, I don't think
I'd
I'd
be
be
like
either.
screaming, crying,
Yeah.
falling
Pooping.
on the floor.
I'd
Oh,
probably
yes.
be like, I could do better, please.
I'll say whatever you want me to
You don't have to
say.
do this. You don't have to do this. I'll give you my box of bugs.
I'll kill my mom.
I'll kill my mom.
I'll kill her dead. I'll chop her head off and put it on your doorstep. Please don't kill me.
What Jose did do was provide an intellectual and moral basis for the Filipino people's separation from Spain. He loved his country dearly and helped his countrymen love it too. In short, Jose Rizal helped
Crazy.
establish the national pride and identity the Philippines needed as the first step on the long road to independence, and is today widely regarded as a national hero.
It's cool to
crazy.
me that there's like a leader who also discovered bugs and did all this other stuff, as opposed to just being, I am a career politician, blah, blah, blah.
It's also just like he was saying, if any of those revolutionaries knew him, like if they were like, oh, fucking can't wait to meet the great
Oh,
leader.
but he's a badass.
And they go into his cabin and he's like playing with two little beetles.
Bugs at play.
Look at this little diorama I made of these grasshoppers. It looks like they're having dinner.
I have a weird fear of like bugs getting really big.
Huh?
Like a big ass beetle or like a big lizard.
That sounds scary. Well, that concludes our...
Don't watch Love and Monsters then. Oh, God. That's a good movie, though.
For history lesson, I'm going to go tally the scores to see who receives the coveted cup and the title of History Master. While I do that, please enjoy the special performance from one of José Rizal's many, many books.
Oh, good. I was hoping some bugs.
I thought it was bugs too.
But books are, books good.
That's a book.
It's one of his many, many books.
Oh, I like the bookmark tongue. That's fun.
Yeah, that's cute.
Thanks.
Well, there ain't a better way to pass the tick, tick, ticking of the unrelenting march of time than a flip, flip, flipping through a book like me. Why don't you crack my aching spine? You never know what you're gonna find. Now you can study astrophysics or ontology, the migratory paths of albacore. Can even master 20 languages and still have room for every detail of the Punic Wars. You'd be surprised what you can fit in your mind. Go on and jot a couple notes about the tundra stowed, or the roaming of magnetic poles, about how long it'd take a crusty old tyrannosaur to digest your learned body whole. How about a chapter on the history of cobalt blue, or the spores of the Watiza tree, or how old Frank Case won a steeplechase back in 1923. You'll never grow just to knowing what you already know. Read, please. I beg you to appease every single little itch of curiosity. Come on and give me a leaf. Well, you can read so much that you can spout 154 of Old Bill sonnets off the top of your head. And you can read so much the cowards of this world will hunt you down and lock you up until they shoot you dead. In any case, it's nice to be well read.
Oh!
boy.
Wow.
What a song!
That was
damn
great.
good.
Really wonderful.
Snazzy.
It's been a while since we praised the songwriting on this show, but really,
I'm telling you, as a fan of the show, it's the highlight.
yeah, I don't know where we get these guests, but they're all so talented.
That's crazy. No,
Don't you
they
agree,
are
Ryan?
super talented. Yes,
Yeah.
super, super talented.
And the vocal range, my God!
Yeah, can't talk enough about that range.
Anyway, during that performance, we ran the numbers through our complex victory algorithm.
I just keep seeing Don't Trust Ryan Bergara play in my head.
And apparently, the winner of the coveted cup and title of History Master is Josh Weinstein!
Congratulations.
Yay.
Come
Thank
fetch
you.
the cup which you
Thank
have
you.
so rightly earned.
Get my thing.
There you go. All
Thank you
yours.
so much.
Ignore the hand. There you go.
Ooh, I've never seen. Okay.
Just don't worry about it.
I'm not gonna think about what I just saw.
Josh, thank you for being here. Ryan, thanks for trying.
Thank you.
And for the rest of you, thank you for watching Puppet History, where the details are always a little fuzzy. We'll see you next week, everybody. Bye. Whoa.
How about a chapter on the history of cobalt blue, or the spores of the Watiza tree, or how Frank Hayes won a steeplechase back in 1923.
What's going to happen at this fucking party, bro? I am scared of the season finale. All I keep hearing is Don't Trust Ryan Bergara, like in my head now. I don't. Was that the exploded horse? Was it the ostrich? I don't know what the fuck it was. All I know is there was something in hell. It was in misery, and it said, "Don't trust Ryan." I don't know. Like, I'm excited. I can't wait till we get to the season finale, bro. Oh my God, I love Puppet History. If y'all enjoyed today's video as much as I did, please leave a thumbs up. If you're a fan of the spooky, scary, strange things that just make you laugh constantly, think about subscribing, because I laugh a lot and it hurts my face sometimes. As always, be good to one another. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. I'm excited. Don't trust Ryan Bergara. Can't wait to see the season finale, bro.